There'd be the chest. Inside be the gold. And we took 'em all. We spent 'em and traded 'em and frittered 'em away on drink and food and pleasurable company. The more we gave 'em away, the more we came to realize the drink would not satisfy. Food turned to ash in our mouths, and all the pleasurable company in the world could not slake our lust. We accursed men, Miss Turner. Compelled by greed we were, but now we are consumed by it.
After the hero has seen the initial results of his efforts, there's an inevitable complication that draws the hero deeper into a conflict he's unfit to solve.
What brought you here? Through the grid.
Alan got your page.
I didn't send any page. It was Clue. Clue sent that page. That's why you're here. This is all his design. He wanted a new piece on the board to change the game.
The goddess becomes woman as the Temptress. It's a tough place to be. How many times in your life have you said to yourself, I'd be happy if I just had whatever? And how many times has it been true? And most importantly, how much time and energy did you waste clinging to the idea that getting what you wanted would solve all your problems? That's the basic experience at the core of woman as the Temptress. As Campbell says, every failure to cope with a life situation must be laid, in the end, to a restriction of consciousness.
You've got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
The events that unfold during Woman as the Temptress are directly related to the outcome of the hero's meeting with the goddess. There are, of course, only two basic possibilities: success and failure.
Commander Anderson, if you have any concern for the lives of your men, you will order them to safety their weapons and place them on the deck.
This is not happening.
Failure is usually straightforward. The hero has to lick his wounds and try again. Or dig his way out of an even deeper hole, a hole created by his failure. Success, on the other hand, is usually a little more complicated. There are two basic variations. First, there's the possibility of an intrinsic complication. The reward isn't what it's cracked up to be.
Letty.
Second, there's an external complication. The hero succeeds, and his reward is exactly what he thought it was. But it comes with a terrible price attached to it. He might recognize the danger right away, or he might be oblivious to the ticking time bomb he's created. No matter the complication, the hero usually reacts to the situation by trying to make it work anyway. In some cases because he must. In other cases because of some character flaw, ignorance, arrogance, fear, anger, envy, and so on. Often it's a bit of both. How the hero fares during Woman as the Temptress depends on the needs of the story. The hero might be beaten into submission by a series of blows, maybe just one. Or he might be able to stand his ground, somehow fending off each new challenge as it arises. Or he might, in less common cases, get a second wind and seem to make positive gains in the face of escalating conflict. Let's start with Alien, which depicts a hero who has to regroup and try again after a failed meeting with the goddess. Ripley has to decide what to do after the captain of their space freighter, the Nostromo, has become the third victim of an alien monster they've inadvertently brought on board. The original plan was to use a jerry-rigged flamethrower to flush the creature out of the ship's ventilation system and into the ship's airlock, where it could then be blown into space. The road of trials ends in disaster when Captain Dallas is killed. Ripley, now in command, finds herself with no better plan than to try the exact same thing again.
Unless somebody has got a better idea, we'll proceed with Dallas's plan.
What? And end up like the others? Oh, no, you're out of your mind.
You got a better idea?
Yes. I say that we abandon the ship.
But before they can take another crack at it, Ripley learns that they've been thrown under the bus by the company they work for. And worse, that one of their crew is an android double agent. He's just there to ensure that the alien is returned to Earth. The woman as the Temptress phase starts with a deadly failure and gets worse from there. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Casino, which presents us with a hero who snatches defeat from the jaws of victory by going after a reward that comes with some major built-in problems. Ace Rothstein is a mafia-backed casino operator who falls in love with the wrong woman, Ginger. At the height of his success, he proposes, and to Ginger's credit, she tries to warn him outright, "You don't understand all the baggage I come with."
You got the wrong girl, Sam.
I know I'd be a good father. I know you'd be a good mother.
You don't know me. What do you know me 2-3 months? What do you know? I'm sorry. I'm not in love with you.
But he won't be told. He offers himself as her meal ticket, then gets angry when she treats him that way, especially when he catches her funneling his money to her former pimp and ex-lover, Lester Diamond.
If you ever come back again, ever, to take her money, next time bring a pistol. That way you got a chance. Be a man, don't be a pimp. Now you want to do me a favor? Get out of here. I want to be alone with my wife. Get the up and get out of here.
Ace, with all his money, power, and criminal connections, doesn't have the tools to solve this problem the right way. Let's compare that to the central relationship in The Princess Bride, which is much healthier but comes with an external complication, a terrible price attached to it. In this case, Westley rescues his true love Princess Buttercup from her abductor, Vizzini, only to find the evil Prince Humperdinck hot on their heels. This forces them to flee into the fire swamp, where their problems get much worse.
What are the 3 terrors of the fire swamp? 1, the flame spurt. No problem. There's a popping sound preceding each, we can avoid that. 2, the lightning sand. But you were clever enough to discover what that looks like, so in the future we can avoid that too.
Wesley, what about the ROUSs?
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
But with each narrow escape, they move closer to their goal of evading Humperdinck. So even though the dangers escalate, they survive the ordeal and emerge from the fire swamp intact. Unfortunately, Prince Humperdinck is waiting for them on the other side. All their apparent gains are wiped out in an instant. Let's wrap up with a look at Scream 2 to see what happens when a character opts out of Woman as the Temptress. In this case, I'm talking about the supporting character of Joel, Gale Weathers' new cameraman.
I read what happened to your last cameraman. The guy got gutted.
Thinking they're safe in broad daylight, our heroes try to keep the killer on the phone long enough to trace the call.
Just keep him on the phone.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Just keep him talking. Come on, Gil.
That's their road of trials. But Ghostface manages to grab and kill Randy Meeks instead. That's their meeting with the goddess. When Joel returns to find his news van covered in blood, he assesses the situation and leaves.
Ooh, let's see. For starters, they impounded my van. It's now an official crime scene, thanks to you. Here's your footage. Enjoy. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
There's nothing forcing Joel to stay, and Gale can't appeal to his vanity, work ethic, or any other virtue or vice that might convince him to stick around. So off he goes. It's similar to what we saw in the chapter on supernatural aid with Paul Sunday in There Will Be Blood. And I'm using a supporting character here for similar reasons. Because if everything works out for the hero after his meeting with the goddess, then his journey ends. Or if his failure is so catastrophic that he's destroyed right then and there, his journey ends. Or finally, if he quits in the face of failure and returns to his ordinary world unchanged, his journey ends. And that's what happens with Joel. But unlike Paul Sunday, Joel returns at the end of the movie, eager to cover the story now that the danger has passed.
I'm back. You know, I was thinking maybe we could get the scoop like in the old days.
The roles are reversed. Joel didn't complete his cycle of transformation, so he just wants to pick up where he left off. Gale, on the other hand, has learned that there's something more important than advancing her career. After the hero has tried to resolve the complications that arise from his meeting with the goddess, the situation eventually reaches a breaking point. Whether the hero has put up a good fight or tripped over his own feet, the hero is about to face his lowest point yet, in a stage called Atonement with the Father.